in a very discreet location at precisely 6353 Juan Tabo, Apartment 6, the elite group of Los Pollos Hermanos workers, meth cookers, Connor Lyons, and Walt Jr. fought and toiled and burnt the midnight oil. It is an honor and privilege to bring you the greatest segment in all of fantasy sports. This is week 3 of Sea Lies Tears.
Thank you, Sebi. We got a doozy this week. The committee, they actually weren't very torn this week. It was pretty clear cut and dry. Didn't take too much. We love where we at. The committee believes these tiers are tight, tight, tight. Yeah. Let's go, baby. You're my free pass, bitch. That's what every other team in this league is telling themselves when they see the Deli and TT Smaller Bear on their radar. These teams are not going up. They're most certainly going down. And if you don't know, in Sea Lies Tiers, we have something called the Eliminated. These teams are both facing elimination this week. If either one of them loses, they will be eliminated from the tiers. Let's go to the next one. All I can do is wait
For what?
for the cancer to come back. That's what the committee believes these teams have among them. There's cancer that is waiting to metastasize among these teams. It already has on the surveillance van, and we think it's going to continue. And even though Mac might be 2-1, the committee does not see it that way. They see a lot of cancer. Rashad White, rat poison. That's I mean, there's nothing more to say there. Now listen, the Caleb Blazers and Inevitable, they're telling everybody in the rest of the league to tread lightly. All right. Now these guys, they're 2-1. There's a few holes, but there's a lot of upside. Manager Justin Lowe is hoping that his team can ditch the injury bug. It's been hit by Sea Lies doctors. Meanwhile, Inevitable, he is preying on some stem cells to somehow have his guy back for the playoffs if he can make it. We want to see what happens with these teams because they are definitely on the tread lightly course. Now, these three teams here, the Boys of Summer, Gotham, and James Cook, I believe now, they say they're all normal, no co-managers. I do this. All right. These guys are proven alpha males in the fantasy league. They don't give a shit about what anybody thinks. They're never picking up a co-manager. They make good moves. The committee believes in these teams. They like these teams. They're all in different spots. One maybe injury bug, one maybe young roster trying to figure it out. The other one maybe just a lot of guys the committee's not super fond of, but always find a way. We like this. That's what the committee believes. Now, these guys, they're saying, I'm not in the meth business. I'm in the empire business. I mean, Witness Greatness, Megan Fox, both are empires at this point. Witness, the committee has found out is a combined 6-0 in both of his fantasy leagues. That's great managing. That is elite managing right there. Committee can't deny it at this point. And even though the 1-2 doghouse is sitting at 1-2, the committee believes a lot of talent on that team. Three-headed monster running back. Committee not super high on Kyren Williams. Guess what? Doesn't matter. Kyren Williams doesn't care. Apparently, he just scores touchdowns. We like to see it. And then we're going to get to the last team. He is the one who knocks. That would be manager Sebi Aliaga and the Golden State Ropers. Just swindling trades, doing everything they can right now. It's all working. I mean, it's all this right here. And that is Sea Lies Tears. Sebi.
Yeah, I actually thought it was a good week for the tiers here. Saw these pre-show. I really liked where they were at, but I just couldn't manage to see Sins on that in the top 3 tier. You went league low last week, 87 points. Quarterback room is a dumpster fire. Running backs, Bijan Robinson has not lived up to the guy you thought he was going to be with the 3rd overall pick. Ladd hasn't showed up. You're going to start the 4 running backs this week. And Carson Steele might not get full reps if Kareem Hunt's really playing. I don't know how your roster is making it up there, especially after Inevitable is about top 5 in points scored this week in this league. I know he's had some tough weeks as well, but I still trust Kamara, Jefferson to get it done on a weekly basis. And he's dealt with more injuries that are returning soon than you have. And with McCaffrey on the bench, I would have liked to see Simpson inevitable flipped. Can I hear?
Right. No, yeah,
There?
I hear you, and you and as well a few other committee members had issues. I will expose that Don Senior and Don the Third all were in favor of Team James Cook. They really like where James Cook's at. I'm not gonna lie, and they were looking ahead at the schedule, and they saw the guy that made up his mind 10 minutes ago, and that's the Deli. That's on the radar. They also see Mac, and they also see the surveillance fan. At a 3 game stretch like that, the three Dons, Don Senior, and Don the Third, were all saying, "Look, we got to pay attention to this part," and that's a reason for Eli being on the "I do this" tier. Anything else you got to say about this? I mean, I think the committee hit it pretty spot on.
I like the respect you paid to the doghouse. That's about all I can add here.
Yeah, no, I'd say that the committee really looked. We're not the. I mean, if you want the power rankings, where should you go, Sebi?
USA Today.
Yeah, you can go find that at your local USA Today stand. But we're not the power rankings here. We're all about the tiers, and these guys are strong. Committee sees a win in their future. Who do they got this week? It doesn't matter who they have this week. They're getting a win. I'm confident whoever they play.
They've got the inevitable squad this week.
Oh yeah. Maybe inevitable should maybe they don't need to tread lightly around inevitable.
If you could give me one matchup for this week, upset watch.
I'll put a line on this. I think there's a lot of good money in the Golden State Gropers hosting FBI surveillance van. FBI surveillance van going on the road. I think the line just moved 8.5 point dogs. And actually, I think it just moved again. I think it just moved to 12.5 point dogs. 12.5 point dogs in the fantasy matchup. You can get them at plus 290 on the money line this week. I love it. I am hammering surveillance van this week. I think I don't know if the cancer's coming back this week. I don't know.
Well, I've got nothing left to say after that.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say to Eli's tears is this one was tight. Yeah. Woo! What a tears. Enjoy. Good luck to everybody this week except TT Smaller Bear. Have a great time, boys.